Hello all, and welcome to today's Q&A. The sun is shining, the barbecue is out, the kids' pond is out. It's lovely, fine time of the year. Bright when you wake up, bright when you get home. A wonderful time to be alive. So what we got today then? As an intro from Stan Suchi, he says, I'm off to find Instagram to the answer to my question of last week. LOL. Thanks, Pete. I just hope when I get there, I will not find myself redirected to TikTok and find the answer there. Mate, we're doing a thing now. We're now doing question of the week, which is basically a blatant attempt at me to try to strengthen my followers, subscribers on other channels. I still don't know why I do this, but I do. So there'll be a link there which will take you to, I don't know, either TikTok, and then there'll probably be another one that will take, I've got to write this down, I'll take you to Instagram, and then if you want to, and I think it might evolve into something. They're really short. Because it's Instagram or TikTok, they're all under a minute long. Which leads us on to this week's question of the week, which is one I've been meaning to do for a long time. So if you're still watching, I appreciate it. This was one from Lord Rupanob. Says, what does the red letter C on the gantry mean? Well, probably pretty much all know that, but some people out there might not know it. So we're just evolving into it, and we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, back at the ranch, back on the YouTube channel, this week's video, something for nothing. So, as I said, right, we'll start with the elephant in the room. And this is from Stez Keep. And he says, I like the fact you wasn't getting anything, so I knew that your advice was impartial. You do get 3 months free when it's a first sign up, so it's a worse deal this way. Sorry, Pete, love the videos though. Yeah, fair enough. And also Leachy says, when I first joined, they offered me a few months free or a reduction in the price. I took the cheaper price and paid the same price this year. Better to the long game, I think. Right, so the thing is, I actually spoke to him about this. I'm now in touch with a guy at the CX. I mean, bear in mind that I've never had anything particularly to do with them. There was something to do with them a little bit when I started up the channel, but it was something and nothing. And then we did that Van Gogh thing, the subcontracting thing, which I didn't know you weren't allowed to do, and everything went sideways. And it was all about, kind of thing. Because when I started, I was the only guy doing any channels on the CX. Now there's a lot more out there. There's Fletcher and Anvil and Beardy, and they're all out there doing it, and they're actually still running in vans. So if you want to see what it's like running a van, it's my mate up in Scotland, our man in Scotland. I think he's still doing it. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but still, I hope you're still watching. It's all lovely. He is, because he commented last week. But yeah, so there's other people out there doing it. But so that was just something at the beginning. And now, after about 5 years, it's kind of, I don't know what happened. I had to speak to him about something. And I do know a guy there. Oh, there's a guy there called Chad. American guy. Really nice guy. And I had to speak to him about something. And I kind of mentioned in passing the fact that I never really got anything out of these. Because everybody knows I've got tons of people, not intentionally, but as a result of watching these channels and watching these videos, people have joined. And they kind of go, well, yeah, but we don't know whether they've joined because they've joined or they've joined because of you. And I've gone, fair enough. And to be honest with you, I don't mind, because the CX has got me to where I am today, and I'm very, very grateful. But he said, no, let me look into it. And they've come back with this thing, which means, and I'll do a link. There's a link going up there again. If you want to join, you can get 13 months for the price of 12. Now, it is possible, if you ring them, you might get a better deal. And so in which case, I would encourage you to ring them first. The thing is, you might not get a better deal. When I joined, I got a free month. And the only reason, this is going back 5 years now, and the only reason I got the free month was because Tony was supposed to get the free month, because you get a free month when you introduce somebody. And Tony said, give my free month to Peter, I'll stick with what I've got. So I ended up with 13 months. That's when I joined 5 years ago, and that's what it's kind of on offer now. I also said about the 3 month thing, and he said, yeah, we might have been doing that at the beginning, but we're not now. We're trying to camp down a bit and try and get the right people in and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's what they said. So all I will say is, if you can't be bothered to talk to them, but you are going to join anyway, then join via the portal, because you're going to get a free month. if you're thinking, actually, I want the best deal I can, and I'm sure most of you are, give them a ring. You can mention my name if you like. I always said in the past, if you mention my name, this is another thing. I used to say in the past, mention my name, tell them you want a free month. You might say, I don't want nothing, but you want a free month. And I've spoken to other people afterwards and I said, did you get the free month? They went, no. So you might get it, you might not. It's kind of, you want to roll the dice and ring them. You can always ring them, and if they say no, you could then go back and do the portal if you want, or you can just do the portal. At the end of the day, you do you. Another thing is, I will be doing more work with them. They said they want to do something to do with this trusted thing. We've all got to join up on this trusted thing, and a lot of people haven't done it, and a lot of their accounts are probably now going to go into kind of freeze. And I said, well, look, I can do a video explaining to everybody how to get through trusted. You know, I can walk them through it on the computer step by step, because when we're in trust, I've got the blue tick now, but it took ages. And I went, why won't this work? And why don't this work? And why ain't I uploading? Well, I know it now. So I might be doing bits and pieces with them, but at the same time, the channel has got to remain independent. So if I am doing something for them, I will say I'm doing something for them. And if I'm not doing something for them, it will just be me and us doing it. I kind of think if I can get this to evolve correctly, I'd like it to evolve into me being like a kind of, I don't know, intermediary, negotiator, shop stewardy type, so that if you guys have got any problems, rather than me doing a video about it and it just falling on deaf ears, I've got an email now. I can go, is there anything we can do about that? You put it in the comments, you talk to me. There's a few people, is there something we can do about that? And maybe together, the three of us can get this whole system working smoothly. That's what I'd love to happen, because that's me. That's my favourite game, is the one where everybody wins, and if we all work like ants, what a wonderful place the world will be. And I mean, you may or may not believe this, and I've said before, people have said in the past, you're working for the CX. If you want to believe that, it's fine. It's okay. Well, my answer is, I don't work for the CX, but if you do think I do work for the CX, okay. It's fine, I don't mind, it makes no difference. But, I mean, and as a point, I mean, a couple of you have said, Godzilla says, he says, join in, must be some, it's a London thing, London, it's a cancel, it's not council. As in, you know, I don't want my subscription anymore. Well, you know the problem, it's a cancel, the problem with the cancel. He said, it's about time you got a drink out of CX. They should be offering you free membership and all the good you have done for them over the years. Makes me think, I wonder how many people have joined after watching the videos over the years. I wonder how much money they have received from new subbies like yourself. Must be hundreds of thousands by now. Like I say, you don't know. And I'm not going to kick them, because I'm where I am today as a result of the CX. But if I can get something out of them, brilliant. If you can get something out of them, brilliant. And if we can make this system work a little bit better, so, you know, we can get a bit of sort of ears and mouths together, brilliant. I can't, it's, you know, everyone's a winner, baby, you know. As the main name guy also said, he says, well done you. You've given the Courier Exchange a lot of free advertising over the years. And a lot of couriers on here wouldn't be on the exchange if they didn't watch the videos. Why not add a PayPal link to the video descriptions? Yeah, there's all things you could do. But it's all done before, and everything that's been gone before has been gone before. We'll just see how it goes. I'm not that fussed, to be honest with you, really. I mean, the drink they're offering me is like 50 quid. If you sign up for the portal, 50 quid. Full transparency. It ain't going to change my life. Well, it will if 100,000 people join up in a week, but it's probably unlikely. It's nice. It helps to pay the bills. I might be able to take, you know, I might buy a nice bunch of flats or something like that, take it out, buy a pizza, that kind of thing for the family, you know. But yeah, by all means, ring them. Certainly, if you think you can get more, ring them. If you get nowhere, then go, in a nice possible way, I'm going to hang up now, and I'm going to go join through Pete's portal, because I know I get 13 months. At least you're going to get, you know, you're going to get something. But we'll see, you know. Dale still says, he said, generally they give 6 months free when you're new and you pay for 12 months. If you can get it, get it. Ring them. Say, I want 6 months. They'll either say yes or no, won't they? So, up to you guys, you know. Marius Trezella says, the market should be closed to new customers. Over 1,100 registered user companies and 5,000 jobs a day. I don't, is there that many jobs a day? Really? Wow. I actually thought it was pretty good. They're doing things the wrong side. No one talks about realities. No offence, Pete. I am watching and supporting you for over 3 years now, I guess. Like I say, it's not me. I don't I don't tell people to join. I've never told anyone to join. You join if you want to join. I done all right out of it. I've always said you get out what you put in. It's not a magic wand and no one's going to knock on your door and give you £1 million. But it has worked for some people. It hasn't worked for other people. You do you. All I do is talk about the CX and talk about how it's worked for me and your experiences and other questions. And it will carry on being that way. But yeah, so... Yeah, but you're right. But I have no sway. I'm not going to go, you can't sign anybody else up. They're a business. And presumably people drop off, like the cab drivers. Some retire, some go in. Sometimes more go in, sometimes less go in. That is nothing I have any control over. And in final note to this one, Nick says, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's where we're coming from. Everyone's a winner, baby. So you either ring them and get some months out of them, or you get a month out of them, or you go through the portal and get a month out of them. But if you do it this way, you're guaranteed to get something. In the old days, you weren't guaranteed. You might ring them up and they go, we've got no offers on at the moment. You go, please, everyone else get it. They go, we've got nothing at the moment. You sign up anyway. This way, you know you're going to get a month. So there's links underneath, and there's links also to the Instagram and to the TikTok and all the new videos, all the new channels. And don't forget, it's almost a podcast. 1103. Link 1103. So you can actually listen to this as a podcast now if you want to, so you don't actually have to use your valuable time. You can listen to it while you're driving along in your vans. But yeah, so that's all we're going to say on the subject. I'd like to say, I think I might be doing some more stuff in the future which is CX linked, but if it is CX linked, I'll tell you it's CX linked. So there you go. Right, now we haven't really got much on miscellaneous and wise guys, miscellaneous and trucks this week, so I'm going to go straight into miscellaneous, but there was one other video which was on the barn doors, and the main name, guys, is because my barn doors and my lorry have kept coming open, we've had it adjusted on the hinges now. He said the same scenario happens in light and flimsy vans such as Ivecos. Ivecos have become lighter in weight because the standard Iveco is longer and higher than other vans. But the problem with having longer, bigger, lighter vans is the metal on the back door is flimsy, and a person only has to back onto a loading bay with the back doors open, and if the van rubber hits the loading dock, it damages the back door hinges, which means the back doors don't stay closed when you're driving down the road. The back doors come flapping open at 60 miles an hour, and the only way to stop the back doors coming open from driving is to take the back panels off internally of the back doors and fasten a couple of cable ties which keep the back doors closed till the person gets back to the yard or depot. Well, really, I mean, that could be a get out of jail free card, or if you've got like a 5-ton ratchet strap, you could put it through the doors before you shut them, then put the strap across the top and strap it shut. That would certainly keep them shut. At the same time, you've got to bear in mind that's a massive red flag. If you're driving down the motorway like that and there's traffic police and they see that, they're going to go, let's have a look at that geezer. So ideally, if you've got a situation like that, you really just want to get it done properly, don't you, really? But which is eventually what you've got to do. Lynchy says, do shippers see screens with jobs they can bid on, and if they win a job, can they post the driver's bid on? No. If it was that way, we would just all bid on the jobs. But what I'll try and do is I'll try and show you how it works. Yeah, because if it was that way, there would be no shippers. It would be direct access between the courier driver, between us guys, you guys out there in the vans, and the customer. But no, what happens is the shippers have to have their own customers. We have our own customers who we have acquired over time, and if we can't cover it in one of our vans, we've now got lorries, but if they require a van, I will post a job on a CX and send that van into one of our customers, which is why these are end user customers. And ideally, if you can get your end user customers, theoretically it's better, because you can charge them more money, because you cut out the middleman, you can charge them the shipper fee rather than the courier driver fee, and they pay, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes they want it cheap, sometimes they don't pay, they pay slowly, and sometimes they don't pay at all, depending on the customer. But it is theoretically the way forward. And also the good thing about the CX, sound like I work for them now, is the fact it does spread the risk. If you're doing all the work for one customer and that customer goes bust, you lose a lot of money. If you're doing jobs for each, on the CX, you're doing jobs for here, there and everywhere, and one of them goes bust, it's a lot easier to endure. There are pros and cons to both. We still mainly use a lot of our work off the CX, but you do you. Domain name guy says, he says, are we on a driverless now? He said the driverless cars are now available in NK via Fletch Car. So for couriers here, if you're driving through MK and you see a car with a Fletch car sticker on the driver's door, it will be driving along without a driver in the driving seat. There's a video on YouTube showing how it's done. That's interesting. I'm not far from MK. I'll look out for that. Yeah, I mean, there's the difference between the driverless, where you've actually got, you can drive along, like the Tesla thing, you can drive along, but you have to be sitting in the driver's seat, and you have to have your hands ready to take the wheel. And if occasionally they do, and I've seen videos of it where they go to turn left and they don't actually turn left into the sort of the road, they turn left onto like a load of cones, which, you know, because they've coned off an area, they've gone bang into the cones. So you're not quick enough to turn it out, but it is on its way. I'm not sure how quickly it's going to get here, but it is on its way. He also goes on to say, allegedly, digital tachos will be fitted in courier vans in 2025. So drivers will need to know tacho regs, hours, working time, directive infringements, and how to download and do the digicard. Fortunately, there's a load of videos on that on my channel. What's not to like? When it comes up, we'll deal with it. I might have to do it all over again, but I'm sure I don't mind that. That's fine. Android Lloyd said, if you go long distance, this was on one I did about whether to do long jobs, short jobs, that kind of thing. It was an old video. I'll do a link if I can find it. He said, if you go long distance, co-load. If you go short distance, you can fit more jobs in a day. He's kind of right with that one. Co-loading is prohibited on the CX unless you tell both customers. And I have had it before where I've been up in Newcastle, and there was a box that needed delivered, and it was 5 miles in front of me, and it needed to be delivered the following morning. You kind of then, you can go, I'm going to have that, because I'm going from Newcastle to Luton, and it's only going to take me 5-10 minutes out of my way. But really, that's a no-no. You can co-load, but you've got to, and in my experience, most of the time when you ring a shipper and you say, is it all right if I co-load this? 70-80% of the time they go, no. We booked you as a direct driver because we need a direct driver. All you're doing if you say yes is taking a chance that then they'll go to pick the co-load up, then that load goes wrong and your load doesn't get there. So it's not really in their best interest to go, okay. But if you explain to them that it's going to be easy, you've done the job before, the goods are ready, I'll do you a better price next time, or you can take a bit of money off this price, you might get a yes. No harm in asking again, is it? That's worth a phone call. Like the CX, you want your 3 months, worth a phone call. But I don't know how that one will go. And the final one, on a fairly short week, this is Paul O'Field, who says, he's talking about the cameras and all this kind of stuff, and the congestion zone and the CAS. Got another one, Portsmouth. They're nearly out. I know where the zones are, and now I'm running the lorries. I won't run them. I'll potentially run them into Birmingham, and I'll run them into Portsmouth, because they want 60 quid for a truck. These 120, 180, 500s, fine. Forget it. I mean, obviously not. There's not the money on the job. He said it's all a prelude to road charging. You could well be right, but I know there is a backload out there. One of the biggest videos I did, if I can, I'll do you a link on that one, which was on that mob out there that are actually, the protests against it, and they're up to like 40,000 people now subscribing, protesting, saying we don't want this. We're all chippies and brickies and courier drivers and scaffolders, and all you're doing is you're just, I've got to go to my customer, and it's costing me like 24, 12, 15 pound a day. The job, I've now got to charge them an extra 75 pound a week just to pay these charges. They don't want to pay it, we don't want to pay it. Cost of living crisis, get your hand out of my pocket. Yeah, I think it's starting to prove very unpopular. And it's not about the environment. I'm all for the environment. It's a thinly veiled, as my mate Dave the taxi driver, Dave the Chris, says, it's poor people's tax under the guise of ecology, and that's what it is. Nick, the urban trucker, last week had a big one about the fact there are vehicles which are Euro 5 but registered in Euro 6 that count as Euro 6, and vice versa. It's not about the emissions. And it could be about the emissions. They can stick that pipe up your exhaust pipe. Oh, misses. They can tell what's coming out. So it's not about the emissions. And finally, in conclusion this week, Chris says, is that Jack Hargreaves? Is what Jack Hargreaves? I don't know who Jack Hargreaves is. Chris, if you're still listening at the end of this Q&A, get back to me. I'll get back to you. So that's it. That's it for another week. Like I say, I might do one on, I don't know what I'm doing this week. But like I say, there will be stuff coming up, may be stuff coming up, we'll see how it goes, which is related to the CX. If it's related to the CX, I'll tell you. In the meantime, I'm just going to carry on doing me, carry on doing a normal channel here and on the podcast, and on the TikTok and on the Insta, and also there's the website and all that kind of stuff. All the links are down below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Everybody says that. Hit the thumbs up. I don't know why. And enjoy the sunshine. Have a lovely weekend, and then Monday back to take care, take money.